Hi, this is Barry Swartz of the Search Engine Roundtable. This is a Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 2nd. We're also producing this live over there, so I'll be looking there and here. And this is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. We have a ton to cover, so I'm going to go as quickly as possible because I like to make these videos less than 20 minutes. The first thing that we noticed, the most important, not the most, but one of the main things that was discussed this week was the Google PageRank update. There was a second PageRank update that was reported in June. We usually only have one PageRank update every quarter or so. For some reason, a lot of people are reporting that there was a second PageRank update towards the end of June. The first one was in the beginning of June. So we reported about this on June 29th. There's lots of forum discussion about it. I'm not sure if it just affected some sites or many sites, but it didn't affect any of my sites. We still have our same PageRank that I've noticed in the past. So definitely take a look at that, June 29th at SEOroundtable.com. The next thing we noticed was there was a Google image update, Google image search update. Zeus over at the Webmaster World forums, who's pretty much known to be tracking image search like nobody else on the planet, says that it looks again that there was another update, and it seems like there's more images included under the safe search moderate or safe search and moderate filter. This means basically there's more images that are not being excluded. Google's saying let's let more images into these filters. We shouldn't, and it seems like it's pretty good quality control still, even with allowing more and more images to go into the safe moderate search filter. So you should be getting more traffic from Google's image search. You should be able to see that in your traffic results, in your analytics, and hopefully you guys are benefiting from that. We have more information about that on June 28th at SEOroundtable.com. Next topic is, this is pretty interesting. Let me drop these links in chat room as I go. I don't know if people are going to follow, but basically, earlier this week we noticed that a lot of people are reporting that when they log into Webmaster Tools, they click on the link report, they notice a huge spike in the number of links being reported by Google as compared to the previous days or weeks or months. Initially we thought it was a bug, reporting glitch, but it turns out that John Moo over at Google actually said that this is not a bug, that this is actually something that is related to caffeine. Google is able to crawl and find more links faster and deeper, and they're actually going to go ahead and show those links directly in the Webmaster Tools link report, and that means people are seeing a lot more links in their Webmaster Tools reports as they have in the past. Again, John Moo said this is related to caffeine and the Google index being caffeine, allowing you to actually crawl deeper. So you should be able to find more and more links in your Webmaster Tools. Some people are actually noticing millions of more links, up from hundreds of thousands to over 2 million links. So definitely take a look at that. We have two reports about that. The latest report is on July 1st, which was yesterday at SEOroundtable.com, and hopefully this will help you discover more links and manage any old links that you might have. It's good to have. The next topic is Google Webmaster Tools again. It seems like for some sites, specifically new sites, the reporting engine has been slowed down. John Moo this morning at July 2nd reported, or it's actually confirmed, that there is a general slowdown in the Webmaster Tools reporting pipeline specifically for new sites. And it's not something particular to your site, and to any specific site. It's particular to new sites where the reporting engine has been slowed to some point. So if you are noticing a lag in your reporting and you're a new site, I wouldn't worry. And it's something that will resolve itself over time. And if you want more information about this, July 2nd at SEOroundtable.com. Also, yesterday we posted about how Google seems to be confusing 301 redirects in thinking that they're 302 redirects. So we have several reports at Webmaster World, and we have some tweets from other people not confirming this, but basically reporting that this is what's happening. And we posted about this on July 1st. Basically, it seems that some people are saying that Google is considering a 301 redirect, which is a permanent redirect, to be considered a 302 redirect, which is basically a temporary redirect. And confusing those two could be a major influence and major change on what's basically a major influence on how Google ranks those pages and how that link juice passes from the destination from the previous page to that actual final page. So if you are noticing any ranking changes due to 301s, definitely check out the thread. Dave Naylor said he thinks it's a major issue as well, and he actually provided some samples of some issues. You can take a look at that on July 1st at SEOroundtable.com. Talking about changes at Google, This morning I reported that Google seems to have killed their 100 output page. Basically, I think back in March or so, I think it was late March, Google redesigned. They got rid of the google.com/IE results, which allowed you to append a dynamic parameter to show the 100 results on a page. Now, a lot of SEOs use that to see rankings. And also, Scroogle, a website that proclaims that they allow you to search Google anonymously, use that as well to scrape the search results and serve them up to their searchers. Now, Google didn't kill back then in March the ability to go to google.com/&output equals IE, and that was still available there. The problem is, as of yesterday or this morning, Google killed that. Now you're no longer able to actually go to &output equals IE to get the 100 search results. So now webmasters are upset. Also, Scroogle is very upset because they can no longer provide a service to their users who are looking for private and anonymous search. So Scroogle posted a message complaining and texted the Webmaster forum, says curse is foiled again. He has to write his own. He has to make up a new script in order to get his ranking results that he likes. So there's lots of discussion about this. I'm sure this is going to blow up a little more over the weekend, over next week. But this is fairly new news, July 2nd at SEOroundtable.com, and hopefully this doesn't impact you. I personally don't use that, but there are a lot of people who do. Talking about Googlebot now. Googlebot has been acting very, very weird over the past week or two. We reported last week or the week before that there was a slowdown in terms of Google pretty much not crawling websites at all, or very minimalistically. Then last week, or earlier this week, Google started to crawl websites at a much heavier pace than they were, and they were back to normal, as people were saying. But now it seems like Googlebot is somewhat slowing down. They're sporadic in how they're crawling, and obviously this is probably caffeine related. Caffeine is basically about the new index and indexer. So now it seems like Googlebot is having weird patterns in terms of how they index. It's nothing consistent. Some days they'll spike up, and some days they'll be very, very low to nothing. And there's lots of reports about this, and we have more information about this on June 30th at SEOroundtable.com. If you're noticing any spikes in your crawling or whatever, definitely take a look at that thread. The next topic is talking about SEO tactic, specifically recommended by Google's John Moo, who was actually previously a webmaster, and he then joined Google later on. And he's basically saying he does not recommend you use meta refresh redirects. Basically, meta refresh redirects are redirects you can actually program in your code and not on the server side. He always recommends using server-side code, using 301, normal 301 server-side coding to redirect your pages. And that's one highly recommended thing that he strongly recommends. Do not use the meta refresh when possible. If you want more information about that and learn more and to ask John about specific questions about that, just go to June 28th at SEOroundtable.com and you should be able to find that information fine. Here's another thing: Mac cuts on the nofollow attribute. Okay, back when the nofollow came out, a lot of people started using the nofollow attribute as basically the nofollow attribute is a way to say Google do not follow this link, do not count this link. And people started using that for what's called PageRank sculpting, basically allowing, or siloing, basically allowing, basically defining which links do you want to pass, and just trying to harvest all your most powerful links on your website, your internal crawl of the links and internal linking strategy to the most powerful pages using the nofollow tag. Problem is, Matt Cutts announced several months ago that it doesn't help you. Don't do it, because they will basically look at, let's say you have 10 links, 5 of them are nofollowed. They'll still count all the 10 links, but they won't pass. They'll only pass five of the 10 links to the other pages, and the other 5 links won't count at all. At the same time, you're not getting full credit for the 10. I don't know if that makes sense, but we talked about this in the past, and I don't have much time to talk about it now. So you can definitely look up more information about that. But on June 30th, we posted a video of Matt Cutts going through this again. And bottom line is, he recommends strongly never ever to use the nofollow attribute when linking internally on your website. And there's lots of people discussing this. Not everybody agrees with him, especially some SEOs don't. And we have a poll asking you to use the nofollow on some internal links, and it's pretty split actually. There's 150 responses so far, and a lot of people said, 47% said they use the nofollow on internal links, whereas 53% said they don't. So obviously SEOs are not really complying with Matt's advice on this, but would be interesting to see how that goes forward. Let's move over to Bing, Microsoft's search engine. Some news about their BingBot, or MSN bot as it used to be called. They're renaming it to BingBot. In the log files that you see, you'll actually see BingBot instead of the MSN bot starting October 1st. The thing is, if you have directives in your robots.txt file for MSN bot, you don't necessarily have to change it. BingBot will still comply with the MSN bot directives. If you have two different directives that are conflicting, one for BingBot and one for MSN bot, October 1st, Bing will comply with the BingBot one over the MSN bot one. But I don't think you have to really matter that much. It doesn't really have to matter that much. I mean, as long as you have MSN bot under control, you should have no problem having BingBot under control. RFK in the Twitter actually says sculpting and siloing aren't the same thing. BCI always advises against using nofollow for siloing, even years ago, pre-2008. So there you have it. I wasn't sure. I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought they were pretty much the same thing. I mean, not necessarily using nofollow, basically linking to only content that you want to rank well, and using your internal linking strategy, but not using nofollow. But I believe at the latest conference, I'm not sure, Bruce Clay could obviously correct me if he watches this, but I believe Bruce Clay said at the latest conference that he actually does still use a nofollow for internal link strategy purposes. And I think there's that XMX Advanced, but I have to pull it up. All right, so that was BingBot. Next thing on Bing is that they released a new query guide for advanced searchers. The query guide is available. I have a link to it on July 1st at srmtumble.com. There's tons and tons of different advanced search operators that you can use, such as alt location, and contains, define, domain, and things down to things like relax, no relax operator, which is pretty cool. So definitely take a look at this. This can help you with your keyword research. This can help you with link building techniques. This can help you with a lot of different things. So take a look at these advanced search operators again, SEOroundtable.com, July 1st. Let's go move over to the AdWords section of this show. I'm pretty much flying through everything, and hopefully that's okay. AdWords. Basically, we reported last week that AdWords is showing related ads. Related ads for a search result for broad matched keywords. So if you do a search for, I don't know, for example, I gave here is Barrett's shoes. What comes up in the ads are also other brands of shoes, and basically what this is doing is pushing competitors for trademark keywords. So if you search for the keyword Barrett's shoes, which is a trademark, up comes other trademark keywords such as Clark shoes and Aldo shoes, and this is related to their related ads, which they're beta testing, and it's obviously using a relevant broad match based automatically. But these are advertisers who might say they don't want to come up for people's trademark terms at the same time, since using broad match is coming up. So this might be an issue, especially over the trademark policies. We have a post about this on June 28th. Definitely take a look at that. Right, so RFK, back to the siloing. Yeah, so BCI, Bruce Clay does siloing as a content strategy. SEO Mods uses nofollow for sculpting. And there's different philosophies, but again, I think Bruce Clay says he does use nofollow still for the sculpting. Obviously, they still use big into siloing as well. They always have been. All right, the next thing is related to AdWords display URL policy. Yesterday, Webmaster Red noticed that if you search for oil spill in Google, up came a BP ad. The BP display URL of that ad was bp.com/oilspillclean, but the destination URL went to YouTube. This is obviously against direct violation of the display URL by Google. Google replied to me in an email yesterday saying it was a human error as well as a computer error, and they apologized and they should fix it, and hopefully they have. But obviously we think BP got some special consideration, giving it a try now, and now it links directly to the BP URL with have links to the video, so they actually did fix that. Another new AdWords feature is related to, we're almost done, so you know. Another new AdWords feature is related to a new product extension. This is now called the seller extension rating, which basically allows you, it would basically automatically, if you're in product search, automatically shows the ratings of your merchant overall merchant ratings directly in the AdWords ad. That only comes up on the two considerations. You're an English searcher on Google.com, and two, you have to be an English searcher. Two, there's three considerations. Two is you have to have 30 or more reviews, and three is you have to have a 4-star rating or more. So if you're 3-star rating or less, you won't show up. If you're less than 30 reviews, you won't show up. And if you're not searching English, you're not going to show up. We have some pictures on this on June 30th at SEORoundtable.com. You can definitely take a look there. So now we have some Google News related stuff to talk about. Google News did a major redesign this week. It's the first major redesign, I believe, in 8 years of Google News. We have a post about it, and it's basically more tailored to people. So, for example, it's more customized, allows people to just pick news sources, and it changes the column views and everything like that. There's actually a lot of information about this at July 1st as well as today on July 2nd. The problem is people don't like change. So there's tons and tons and tons of complaints about this in the Google News forum, just like there were tons and tons and tons of complaints on the redesign of Google Web Search, as well as when Google started playing around with that fade in thing. Overall, it seems like Google's going to keep it. Like they basically said they're going to keep the redesign of web search. They're going to keep the redesign of the fade in approach of the Google homepage. Now they're saying they're keeping the news no matter what. They will continue to improve it over time, but they're keeping it. And it's funny to see some of the people complaining. Well, there's one thread here that says, does Google hate us? And that's basically the kinds of complaints that we're seeing in the forum. If you want more information about this with links and videos of how the news works, definitely go to July 1st, July 2nd at SEORoundtable.com. You can learn more information over there. And thanks about the haircut from RFK. Appreciate that. It's actually not so nice. I asked for not short. He repeated not short. I said, oh, good, not short. And he cut it pretty short. Again, whatever. It grows back. Thankfully, I have hair and it grows back. Next topic, China. Remember Google and China. So Google basically was hacked into by the Chinese government, specifically Gmail, to get certain emails and stuff like that and other things. They felt very upset, Google. So Google said, we're going to back out of China. But yeah, they didn't really back out of China. All they did was basically unfilter their search results in China by redirecting Google.cn, which is Google China, to Google Hong Kong, which is google.com .kh. And yesterday, actually June 29th or June 28th, Google wasn't allowed to renew their license for operating in China unless they got rid of that redirect. So what they did was deploy this, basically a search box, which is an image, which doesn't have a search box. It looks like a search box, and if you click on it to basically put your mouse in the search box, it automatically redirected you to Google Hong Kong. So it wasn't an automatic redirect. It wasn't an automated redirect. It was actually a manual redirect where you actually click on something and it manually redirected you, but it looked kind of confusing. This was done because Google wanted to operate in China and still be able to make money in China. I don't know if this is going to work. It's a very big political move. Supposedly, as of yesterday or 2 days ago, Google was being blocked by some Chinese locations. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go forward. But if you want more information about all this political stuff going on with Google and China, June 29th at SEORoundtable.com. A couple more things and we're done. Google will be the leader in online travel soon. They just purchased for $700 million a company named ITA. They're basically I think they're called a flight, basically a technology company that handles flight booking and flight tracking information. Google's basically going to use them to actually provide better search results for flight types of things, ultimately probably booking stuff. And this is probably the beginning of the end to other sites like Expedia and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But I believe the FTC will probably try to block this, and we'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to get too much into that. July 2nd at SEORoundtable.com if you want more information about that. Finally, 2 Google Doodles for you, and then we'll just wrap it up. Yesterday was Canada Day. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Canada Day. So happy Canada Day to our Canadian users. Sorry. Let me zoom in on the screen here so you can actually see it. Here's the Google logo for Canada. Bing had two themes up, one for Google US and one for Bing Canada, and it's pretty nice. Also, there was a doodle this week on every property outside of Google except for, I think, Google US for, and I can't pronounce this, but I'll try to, Antonin de Saint-Exupéry's. I can't pronounce this. Basically, his 110th birthday. This guy wrote several well-known books, but one named Little Prince. So Google had a special doodle for him. The thing was, he was born 110 years ago. He died in 1944 while he was in the Air Force. He somehow disappeared somewhere over the Mediterranean Sea. Question is, why was there not a logo for him on Google.com? He did live in New York City for a while. He did work with the U.S. Air Force as well. So why no Google.com logo? I don't know. But that's pretty much how it is. So I think that's about it. So thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEORoundtable.com. Today again is Friday, July 2nd. Everyone have a great week. And I guess guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.